Okay, students, good morning. Okay, students, good morning, everyone.
Okay, student.
Okay, myself, this is Hamid Kumar, Technical Training Associate from iCare Academy. In this session, we are going to discuss about pseudocodes, which are coming in the upcoming Infosys exam. We will almost cover all the topics which will be included in the
Myself, this is Hamid Kumar.
Infosys exam. So, coming to this pseudocode section, in Infosys exam, there are 5 questions which we will be having for 10 minutes. So for each question, you are giving the maximum time limit for 2 minutes only. So you have to solve the each question in 2 minutes, and you have to successfully complete all the questions. Then only you can get the good score, and you are eligible. You can crack the exam. So coming to pseudocodes, what are the pseudocodes? What is mean by pseudocode? Pseudocode is nothing but the code snippet which is different from the program. A program is followed by the syntax, but the pseudocode is doesn't follow the syntax. Just it follow the concept which must be run. So what is readable? Key characteristics of pseudocodes. First one is readable. So readable means it is in the readable format which can easily understand with the simple English words, with the simple English keywords, whatever we are using in our daily life. So second one is language agnostic. Language agnostic means it doesn't depend upon any programming language. It may be C, C++, Python or Java. It's whatever its language. It doesn't depend upon. A pseudocode is nothing but just a functionality, doesn't depend on syntax. And the third one is structured. It has some structure, and it also followed the structured format only. If there is a for loop, it may have particular number of statements within the for loop only. It must be made, and if the function is made, it is the function made up of the some statements. It is the block wise, so it is a structured concept. And coming to fourth one, modular. Whenever we are solving the pseudocode problems, we have to divide the program into chunks. Nothing but dividing the program into small pieces up to certain blocks or certain loops or certain functions. We have to divide it and we have to execute it, and we have to continue the process. So these are the main key characteristics we have to keep mindfulness when we are solving the pseudocodes. And coming to the topics, what are the main important topics we have to be need to know? So first of all, first thing is operators. We have to know the operators very thoroughly. And coming to in the operators, we have to know the precedence and associativity. The main important thing is precedence and associativity. Coming to the precedence, which operator must be executed first, and coming to the associativity, from left to right or right to left. We have to keep thoroughly about these two concepts in the operators. And the second one is conditional statements. So as you all know, in every language there is a conditional statements. So based on so use of the conditional statements is, we all know that whenever the condition is true or the certain condition is true, then the particular block will execute. So same concept we are using here, but we have to thorough. Whenever which condition is true, that particular block only will execute. And coming to third one, looping statements, as you all of know, which is used for iterating the statements with a particular number of times. So we have to follow the looping statements, principles, and rules. And the final one, fourth one, is functions. So we all know that function is used for single time code and multiple times reusement. So whenever we call the function, it will execute, and after that, if it has a written value, it will return the value where the function is called. If the function doesn't have a written value, it doesn't returns. Most often in the pseudocodes, there is a written value. Whenever we call a function, there must be a written value based on the data type of a function. So these are the main important topics we have to go thoroughly before solving the pseudocodes. And quickly we are going to the session. So our first question is, here they are given the question, predict the output of the given pseudocode. They have mentioned that predict the output of the given pseudocode. Here we have clearly noticed that it is a pseudocode, it's not the program. So here we should not have to follow the syntax, but we have to follow the functionality of each concept. So here in the first statement, integer a equal to 28. They given that integer a is equal to 28. It means sum a is equal to 28. And after that some function with the function name function itself, and it has the data type integer. Here just it was declaring and it was not calling the function return a in the statement. And again we have the function 2 with the data type integer with some return state, some within the function some value assigning and some function return statement, same as usual function 3. After that here we have called the print function 3 in the last statement. It was executing. As we all know, print statement is nothing but used to display the value or any statement. So within the print function they have given the function 3. It is the function 3 is the name and we are calling it. So whenever we are calling the function 3, whenever we are calling the function 3, it is redirecting to the function where it has declared. So again integer function 3 is calling, which is in the statement print function above. So within the function 3, whenever we are calling the function 3, it was entering into the block. So within the function 3 there is an again integer a is equal to 26. Here is some other declaration again. Here we have some confusion. Previously we have declared that a is equal to 28 and again it is declaring that a is equal to 26. Here we are getting the concept of global variable and local variable. As you all know, global variable is the main variable and local variable is the variable within the function. So whenever here both the variable names are same and the global variable name is a and the local variable name is also a. So whenever we're declaring that a is equal to 26, it overrides the concept. It overrides the global variable, but it doesn't change the value. Within the function 3 only, the value of a is 26, and out of the function 3, the value of a is 28. And after that, there is a statement return function 2. Here there is a statement return some function 2. So clearly notice that in the return statement, they have given the function 2. So whatever the value in the return statement, it will execute. But here is some other function. Again function 2. It means again we are calling some other function. So again function 2 we are calling that. Within the function 2, here there is a some integer a is equal to 21. So same concept again, global variable has 28 and within the function 3 a value is 26 and within the function 2 a value is 21. So we are reassigning with the overriding concept a is 21. Again we have some return statement, return function, just return function. So again just so again a return function. So whenever we are calling the return function, so again we are calling the same function name with the function. So it is the calling. Now we are in the function. So within the function there is a statement just return a. Here we doesn't declare or assign any a variable or value, but return a is a some variable name. Return is a concept which is just used to return the value. So here we used the value global variable. Global variable. We used the value global variable which is a is 28. So whenever we are calling the function, it is returning the value. So whenever we are calling the name function, it is returning the value 28. So where it has called within the function to return statement. So within the total value. So whenever we are calling the function, it is returning a value. So a is nothing but 28, which is global variable. So where the function is called within the function 2. So whenever the function 2 is called, so the function 2, the return value of function 2 is return function. So what is the value we get the function? Return a 28. So again it is returning 28. So whenever we call the function 2, it returns the value 28. So where the function 2 has called in the within the function 3, function 2 has called. So again within the function 3 there is a return statement, return function 2. We get the value function 2 as 28. So whenever we are calling function 3, the return value is return 28. So whenever we are calling the function 3, the return value is 28. So whenever we are printing the statement print function 3, we are getting the 28. Within the options, there is a third option is the 28. So answer third option is the right answer. So third one will be the answer. Hope you all have understood the functions concept and global variables concept. It is the some backtracking process where we have called the function, the return value is placed there only. Wherever we are calling the function, the return value is placed where we have called the function. So quickly we are moving the second question. So here we have the second question. What will be the given pseudocode? Print if the user pseudocode print if the user enters 10 as the input. Here in the question they have given the what will the pseudocode prints if the user enters 10 as the input. Here we are considering 10 as the input. Okay. So it is a some function. Here we can observe clearly that void function and main function. We all know that the program will start only at main function, which is in the line number from the last to 5. So within the main function, integer n. So within the main function, so in the main function we have the statement integer n. Just we are declaring the value and we are not assigning any value to the n. So there is a variable n and we are reading the n. Here integer is defining the data type. Here we are getting the read n. Read n in the pseudocodes. Read n means we are reading the input or reading the data or getting the data from the user. As we have already mentioned that user enters 10 as the input. So read n. It means in the n we are storing that n is equal to 10, which is entered by the user. And within the function main function we are calling the function n. We are calling the function name as function, and within the parameters we are passing n as a argument. Within the in the parameters we are passing n as a argument. So whenever we have called the function, the functions the function is calling with the function name, and it has some variable integer n. So whenever we are calling that function, so whenever we have called the function n, it will redirect to the function where it has in the program. So within the function, we have some other variable integer p. Just we have variable as p, and in the next statement set p is equal to 1. Here we have that p is equal to 1. We are assigning the value. And next in the next statement for integer k is equal to 2, k less than and k plus plus. We all know that for loop has three values or three parameters, which is initialization, condition, and updation. Either it is increment or decrement. So within the for loop, in the for loop, we have value assigning as integer k less than and k plus plus is the incrementation, which is updation. So within the for loop, set p is equal to p into k minus 1. So p is equal to p into k minus 1. So here already we have p is equal to p into k minus 1. So we already know that p value is previously p is 1 within the function. So whenever we are getting p into means 1 into, we are getting k minus 1. In the first iteration, k value is, within the iteration, k is 2. So k minus 1 is 2 minus 1 is nothing but 2 minus 1. So 1 into 2 minus 1, it gives 1 into 1. We all know that. So 1 into 1 is also 1, which is storing in the p. So again in the p there is only 1. After that there is a statement if condition. If p plus 1 modulo k double is equal to 2. So p value is 1. P plus 1 is 2. 2 modulo k. So k value is 2. 2 modulo 2 double is equal to 0. Condition is true. Whenever if the condition is true, the block will execute. Within the print statement, within the if block, there is a statement print k, and we have taken the output. So output print k. So what is the value of k? 2. So we are just printing 2. After that, after completing the if condition, we are in the for loop. Again we are going k plus plus. Now the k value is 3. So k becomes 3. K is equal to 3. K less than n. 3 less than n. So as you all know, n is 10. 3 less than n. Condition true. So we are entering into the for loop. P is equal to p into k minus 1. P value is 1 and k minus 1 is 3 minus 1 is 2. So 1 into k value is 3. 3 minus 1. So 1 into 3 minus 1, that is 1 into 2, 2. Here we are reassigning the value in p. We are the total value of 1 into 3 minus 1 is 2 we are getting. So we are reassigning p value is 2. And if the if condition, what is the condition? If p plus 1 modulo k is equal to 0 or not, it is the condition. So p value is 2, p plus 1 3, 3 modulo 3, 3 modulo 3 actually value is 0. If condition is true, again we are condition is true, we are entering into the if block. There is a statement print k. There is a statement print k. So again we are getting the value. So print k. So k value is 3. Just we are printing the value 3. So after completing the again if condition, we are go back to the loop. k plus plus. So 3 plus plus 3 plus 1 is 4. So if p is equal to p star k minus 1, here p is equal to p value is 4, sorry, p value is 2 and p2 into k minus 1. So k value is 4. 4 minus 1, 3. 3 2 is 6. K value is 4. 4 minus 1, 3. So 4 minus 1. So after evaluating this expression, we are getting that 2 into 4 minus 1, which is 3. So 2 into 3, we are getting the 6, which is assigning the value p is equal to 6. We are getting the value p is equal to 6, completed. And if p plus 1 modulo k double is equal to 0, so p value is 6, 6 plus 1 is 7. 7 modulo k value is 4. 7 modulo 4, the value is 3. We all know modulo operation gives the remainder value. So 7 modulo 4, p plus 1 modulo k. 6 plus 1 modulo 4. 7 modulo 4, the value will be 3. So it's not equal to 0 if condition fails. If the condition is fails, the block will not be executed. And after that, again updation k plus plus again k is equal to 5. So p is equal to, within the for loop, p is equal to p into k minus 1. So we are getting that p value is 6. 6 into k value is 5. 5 minus 1. So after this, 6 into 5 minus 1 is 4. So 4 6 are 24. We are getting the value. We are updating this value in the p. So p is equal to 24. After that, if condition, if p plus 1 modulo k. So p value is 24. 24 plus 1, which is the value of 25. 25 modulo k. So k value is 5. 25 modulo 25 modulo 5, which is value, remainder value is 0. So the condition is true. Here we are getting the condition is true. So if the condition is true, the statement will execute print k. The k value will be 5. So after completing that, again condition incrementation 5 plus plus, which is 6, k is equal to 6. So again p is equal to p into k minus 1. So p value is 24. 24 into k value is nothing but 6. 6 minus 1. After executing this operation, 24 into 6 minus 1, we are getting that 24 into 5. So can you know the value of 24 into 5? Is the 120. 24 into 5 is the 120. So 120. After that, so which is storing in the p. So 120 is storing in p. 120. So we have assigned the value 120 in p. P plus 1. 120 plus 1. 121. 121 modulo 6. The remainder would not be 0 because 121 will not be divided by 6. So if condition is false, again we are updating the value. So k plus plus. So k value will be 7. Again p is equal to p 120 into k minus 1, which is 7 minus 1, 6. So 120 into 6. So 7 minus 1 is equal to 120 into 6. So we are having 120 into 6. We are getting the value 720. 720. 720. Whenever p plus 1, 720 plus 1, 721. So we are assigning the value in k, p, 120, 720. So 720. If condition 720 plus 1 modulo k double is equal to 0. 721 divided by 7? No, it will not divided by 7. So condition false. After that, again k value updates. K is equal to 8. So p equal to p into k minus 1. So again 720 into k minus 1, which is 7. So we are getting the value 720 into 7 is 5040. So again we are adding if p plus 1 modulo k double is equal to 0. So it means, so we are updating the value p value 5040. Sorry, 5040. Okay. So 5040 plus 1, 5041, 5041 divided by k. So absolutely it will not 5041 divided by 8. It getting some point values. So we are not getting the remainder as 0. Again the condition is false. Again we are updating that k is equal to 9. So p is equal to p into k minus 1. So p value is 5040. 5040 into k minus 1, which is 8. So 5040 into 8, we are getting that 40320. We are getting that 40320. So again we are updating the value 40320. So again we are checking the condition p plus 1 modulo k double is equal to 0. So 40320 plus 1, 40,321 divided by 40,321 divided by 9. So again it getting some point values. The condition is false. And k plus plus k is equal to 10. So we have n value as 10. So 10 less than 10, condition is false. So if the for loop is getting closed and after that there is no statements, there is also no return value. As we have mentioned that void function. So void has no return type and there is no return value. They asked that what will be the pseudocode print. Here we have gotten the output 235. So within the given options, we are getting the third option. So third option is the answer. So third option is the answer. So we are moving to the third question. It is also similar to the previous question based on the looping statements. Here we have given that what will be the output of the given pseudocode if the elements entered by the user are as follows. So they are asking the output of the given pseudocode. The elements are entering by the user, which are as follows, which is 5 and 3 space 5 space 1 space 2 space 6. Some array values or list values, whatever you are considering it. So 5 is one value and the remaining all the values are some other values. So in the program integer, in the program we have integer I and some n. Two variables are there, and within the next statement integer array of size some 10,000. They have mentioned that integer array size. We have get the three variables, and in the third statement read n. We are reading the n value. In the user is giving the first input is 5. We are reading the 5 which is storing in n. Read n. For I is equal to 0, I less than n, I is equal to I plus 1. Here we are having the for loop which is I is equal to 0, comma I less than n, comma I is equal to I plus 1. Some updation. So in the each iteration we are updating the value and checking the condition. If the condition is true, we are entering into the loop. For I is equal to 0, in the first iteration I value is 0, I less than n. So n is 5, 0 less than 5, 0 less than 5, condition true. If the condition is true, the statement is read array of I. So array of I. So I value is nothing but 0. So array of 0. Here we are reading the array of 0. So again we are reading single variable what which is 3. In the array of 0 we are storing in the array of 0 we are storing the value 3. So I value. So I is equal to I plus 1. So again I value is updating. So 1 less than 5. I is equal to 0 plus 1 1. 1 less than 5, the condition is true. Again array of I means array of 1. We are reading array of 1 as 5 and array of 0 as 3. And again that I value is incrementing. I is equal to I plus 1. 2 less than 5, condition is true. So it means array, and we are reading that array of 2. Array of 2, we are reading the array of 2 as there is a value 1. So array of 2 is equal to 1. And after incrementation 3, 3 less than 5, condition is true. We are entering into the block. Now array of I, and I is nothing but 3. Array of 3 is equal to value 2. We are reading from the user input. And I plus 1, 4, 4 less than 5, condition is true. We are entering into the array of 4, which is I. So array of 4 is equal to 6. And again we are updating the value 4 plus 1, which is 5. 5 less than 5. Here we are getting that 5 less than 5 is false. So we are not entering into the for loop. Again there is another for loop. Here we have uh, run the first for loop and we are reading the values which are as 3 comma 5 comma 1 comma 2 comma 6. Here we have the array values. After completing the first for loop, we are entering into the second for loop. So we have completed a first for loop. So in the second for loop, there is a initialization values I is equal to n minus minus and I greater than or is equal to 0 and I is equal to I minus 1, which is the updation. So I is equal to n minus minus. Here we have carefully observed that pre-increment or post-increment, sorry, decrement operator. I is equal to n minus minus. Sorry, it's not minus minus. Minus minus n. So I is equal to minus minus n. It is a pre-decrement operator. So hope that all you know that pre-decrement and post-decrement operators. Pre-decrement operator is nothing but decrementing or incrementing the value before assigning it. Post-increment or post-decrement is updating the value after assigning or using the value. So here we have minus minus n. So minus minus n. So minus minus n means minus minus n is 5. So here we have pre-decrement operator, means it first operates the mathematical operation. Minus minus 5 becomes 4. These 4 will be storing in the I. So here I is equal to 4, which is 4 greater than or is equal to 0. The condition is true. The condition is true means it will enter into the for loop. Print array of I. It means array of 4. I value is 4. Array of 4. So we all know that array values we have 3, 5, 1, 2 and 6. We have some array values. So we are checking that array of 4. 4 is nothing but index. So we all know that index is starting from 0. So count this 0. In 0 place there is a 3. In 1 place there is 5. In 2 place there is 1. In third place there is 2. And in the fourth place the value is 6. So here we have the print statement. Here we are having the print statement. Print statement means we are printing the array. Output must be we are printing that array of 4. So in the array of 4 we are getting the value 6. So again for loop. So I have this, it will become down. Okay. And in the next iteration I is equal to I minus 1. So I minus 1, I value is 4, 4 minus 1 is 3. So in the next iteration I value is 3 and 3 greater than or is equal to 0. So 3 greater than or equal to 0 is condition true. We are printing the array of 3. Whenever we are calling the array of 3, we are getting the value of third. What is the index? In the third index we are having the value of 2. So we will get the value 2. It will be printed. And again updation I is equal to I minus 1. 3 minus 1 it is 2. I is equal to 2 and 2 greater than or is equal to 0. The condition is true. We are entering into the block and array of 2. So array of 2. So array of 2 we getting the value as 1. So again we are printing the value and I is equal to I minus 1. So I value is 1. So 1. So 1 greater than or is equal to 0. Condition is true. So 1 greater than or equal to 0 condition is true and again array of 1. We are calling array of 1. So whenever we are calling array of 1 we are getting the value of 5. So just we are printing the value 5. After that updation I is equal to I minus 1. 1 minus 1 with nothing but 0. I is equal to 0. So again 0 greater than or is equal to 0. Here we have greater than or is equal to 0. So 0 is equal to 0. The condition is true. We are again calling array of 0. Array of I, array of 0. So array of 0, the value is 3. We are getting the value 3 and just we are printing value 3. So again that we are checking that I is equal to I minus 1. So I value will be minus 1 now. So minus 1. Minus 1 greater than or is equal to 0. Here we are getting the condition false. It means the for loop will stops there. And we are getting the output as 62153. Within the given options, we have the value 62153, which is the third option. So the third option will be the answer. Okay, sorry that right now I'm checking the chat box. Some of them have okay 721 modulo 7 is equal to 103. So okay, if the condition is true, then the okay I will check it once. Okay, if the condition is true, then it will be the print. Then the option will be 2357. Okay, sir, is there coding round in Infosys? There is no coding round. There is only only written test, which are having these sessions verbal, pseudo codes, and arithmetic, which I have already discussed in the previous session by Durga Naresa. If you have not watched those sessions, please watch it, and you can get the clarity of the Infosys exam round session or Infosys sessions. What in which session, how many questions are there? In coming to pseudo codes, there are only 5 questions, and after that, we are going to the next question. So here we have given the question, what will be the given pseudocode? Print if the input entered by the user is 6 and 4 respectively. Here they are asking the output of the pseudocode. If the input entered by the user is entering the 6 and 4. So user is giving two inputs. So read A and B. Read A and B. So I'm taking some other textbooks. Okay. So we are reading the A and B values. A comma B. There is a function with the function integer A comma B. If A less than B, return function B comma A, some other there. Here we are not calling the function anywhere in the program. So carefully observe this program. We are not calling the function anywhere. By default, we have to take that. Whenever there is some function calling, then only we have to call it. If there is no function calling, we can take that. So we have calling the function with the function with the integers a comma b. So actually there is a read a comma b and we are having the values a is equal to 6 and b is equal to 4. We are calling the function a comma b. So a comma b means the values are 6 comma 4. A value is 6, b value is 4. If whenever we are calling the function a less than b, condition is true or false. 6 less than 4, the condition is false. The condition is false. uh, so if the condition is false, the written statement will not be executed. If condition is false, else block will execute. Else if there is an else if condition. Else if b not equal to 0. So b not equal to 0, the condition is true. So written a into function of a comma b minus 1. Whenever we are calling the function as a comma b, as 6 comma 4, 6 comma 4, we are returning what? A into function of, we are returning a into function of a comma b minus 1. A value is 6, 6 comma b minus 1, b minus 1, 4 minus 1, 3. Here we are returning a into function of 6 comma 3. So again function of 6 comma 3, function of 6 comma 3. Whenever we are calling the function of 6 comma 3, and again we are checking that a less than b, no, it's false. B not equal to 0, yes, it's true. 3 not equal to 0, condition is true. And again we are returning the value, return a. Here a value in previous also 6, here also we are returning 6 into. So function of a comma b minus 1, again we are calling the function of a value is 6, 6 comma b minus 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2. So again we are having calling the function, so function name. So we are getting the parameter 6 comma 2. And coming to this again, whenever we are calling the function 6 comma 2, we are checking the condition a less than b, condition is false. Else if b not equal to 0, condition is true. B not equal to 0, condition is true. So it will return the value as return a. A value is 6, 6 into. Again function of a comma b minus 1. So again we are function of a value is 6, 6 comma b minus 1, its value is 1. Again we are calling the function with the parameters 2 comma 6 comma 1. So again we are taking the function of 6 comma 1, function of 6 comma 1. Again we are checking that a less than b, condition is false. Else if b not equal to 0, yes, condition is true. B not equal to 0 is condition true. So there is a return statement. Return a value is 6. 6 into, again we are having the function of a value comma b minus 1. Here we are having the b value is 1, so 1 minus 1, which is 0, so 6 comma 0. So we have called the function 6 comma 0. So we are entering into the function a comma a. If a less than b, a less than b is false. A less than b, 6 less than 0, which is false. And again, else if b not equal to 0. So here we are having the b value as 0. 0 not equal to 0 is false, because 0 equal to 0 is true. 0 not equal to 0 is false. So again we are going to the else block. In else block we are returning the value as 1. Just we are returning value 1. Just return 1. So where will the value returning 1 will go? Where we have called the function 6 comma 0. So here in the previous step we have called the return 6 into 0. So here we get 6 into function of 6 comma 0, we get the value of 1. So 6 into 1, we have getting the value as 6. So 6 into 1 is 6. Where the 6 will go? 6 comma 1, where the function have called 6 comma 1. Here we have called that 6 into 6 comma 1 value is 6. So 6 6 are 36. So we have mentioned that 6 6 are 36. So where the 36 will go? Where the function 6 comma 2 will be called. So we have called here 6 into function of 6 comma 2. The function of 6 comma 2, it was returning the value 36. So 6 into 36 is 216. So 36 6 are 216. So where this 216 will go? So here we are writing it. So 6 into function of 6 comma 3 value is 216. So the value of 216 into 6 will be 1296. So is equal to 1296. So we have initially called the function of 6 comma 4. So whenever we are calling the function of 6 comma 4, we are getting the value 1296. Whenever we are calling whenever we are calling the 6 comma 4, we are getting the value 1296. Initially we have called the function of 6 comma 4. So we have getting the value of 1296. So within the given options, third option is the answer we are having that. So 1296 is the answer. Third option is the answer. Hope all you have cleared it. We are moving to the next question. So we have clear. It's a very short question, but here some key concepts we have to identify this. So there is a question: what will be the output of the following program? So is it is a program or pseudocode? We have to first identify this. Here they are giving that what will be the output of the following program. They are not given as a pseudocode. So whether we have to consider it as a pseudocode or a program based on the statements, based on the statements present in the program, we have to check it. So we are in the statements set integer y is equal to 0, for z is equal to 0 to 4 minus 1 step 1 to display y, and for there are 4 statements which is in the readable language. It's not any programming language. So we have to consider it as a pseudocode. So set integer y is equal to 0. So they have mentioned that set integer y is equal to 0. So we are set integer y equal to 0. We are assigning the value y is equal to 0. After that, for z equal to 0 to 4 minus 1, step 1 do. So here we have to carefully look into it. For z equal to 0. So z equal to 0 is an initialization, and 0 to 4 minus 1. So 4 minus 1 is 3. So 0 to 3 we are running this program. So it is the condition 0 to 3. The z value must be lies between 0, 2 and 3. And the step 1 do. Here step 1 means we have to update the value. It means incrementation plus plus. So if it has a step 2, we have to do plus 2. Here we have step 1. So we have to do step plus 1. If they have mentioned that go to step, then we have to go to that particular line. But they have not mentioned that go to. They have just mentioned that step 1. It means it will be incrementing. So step 1 do means it will be repeating. So z equal to 0 to 3 and incrementation plus 1. And another important thing is in the pseudocodes, the for loops ranges are included, not exclusive. The for loops range are inclusive. Here z equal to 0 to 3 means z equal to 0, 1, 2 and 3 also included. So 0 to 4 minus 1 they have mentioned. 4 minus 1 is 3. In the programming language, in programming as a program functionality, we consider that stop minus 1. If they have mentioned 3, we will take up to 2. But in the pseudocode, they mentioned that number, it is an inclusive number, not an exclusive number. So 0 to 4 minus 1, 0 to 3 means 0, 1, 2 and 3 z values are. So incrementation is plus 1. So display minus minus 1. Again we are getting the incrementation and decrementation operators. So in first iteration z value is 0. So display minus minus 1. So output will be, so display minus minus y. So minus minus y, it means it is a pre-decrement operator. It is a pre-decrement operator. First the value decrements and that the value will be taken. Either it is printing or any mathematical operation, or we are assigning the value, whatever it is. It is based on the pre-increment and post-increment. If it is a pre-increment, the first the value will update. If it is a post-increment, the first the value will assign and after that the value will be updated in the value variable. So minus minus y. So minus minus y, here we having 0, y is equal to 0. So display minus minus y. So y value is minus 1. After that we are displaying the value. So just the output is minus 1. So here we have the keyword and for. Whenever we are getting that and for, and if, and while, up to that particular statement, all the statements in between the loop starting or the condition starting, we have to consider it as particular block. Here we have single statement display y and the for loop. Whenever we have started the for loop, some statements and for up to that end statement, we have to consider that particular number of statements belong to that block. Either it is a for loop or it is a if condition or if block, some any functions also. So and for z equal to 0 we have completed. So z equal to 0 we have completed. Next plus 1, z equal to 1. So we have display minus minus y. We have minus 1 as a value y. So minus minus 1 become minus 2. So whenever we are displaying it, we are getting the minus 2. After that z value become, again z value is incrementing up to 2. So we are having the z value as 0 to 3. So we can enter into the loop. So display minus minus y. So minus minus y means minus 3. We are getting the value y as minus 3, and whenever we are displaying the value y, it is minus 3. and after that z incrementation 3. So after that minus in display minus minus y, minus 3 becomes minus 4. So whenever we are displaying we get minus 4. So after that z increments to 1, so z4. So here we not having the value 4 included in the condition. We have the condition 0 to 4 minus 1, only 0 to 3. That means 0, 1, 2, 3. And here we are getting the z value as 4. It means the loop will stop. So here we are getting the output as minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. So within the given options, here we have second option is the our answer. So hope you all have understood that. And for not understand, sir. And for is just a statement which is indicating that the for loop has ended there. It is more clear whenever you're having the multiple for loops and multiple end statements. If they are not mentioning any particular block indentation or block codes or like curly braces or indentation, they are not mentioning that. So how many statements we have to take that for loop and how many statements we have to take that particular block. So for that purpose we are using that end statement. If we are on the within the for loop they have mentioned the four statements. After that they have mentioned the end for, means that four statements are representing or that four statements belongs to that block. That block means that for loop. If it is in an if condition, that four statements belongs to that if block, or that four statements belong to some other block what they have mentioned. Hope you have cleared that. So going to the next question. So what will be the output of the given pseudocode if the input is 2861? So they have mentioned that what will be the output, and there are some arithmetic operations or some print statements. There are some values. So we can take that they are mentioning that input as 2861. So they are mentioning the input as 2861. So we can take that. So 2861 as input. Just as input is 2861. We are not assigning any, we are not assigning into which variable we don't know. Whenever we are going into the program, we can know that. So in the, coming to the statement, sorry, coming into the program. Okay, coming into the program, there are some variables: integer, number, and result, and third, and second, and first. So result third, sorry, number, result third, second, first. They have mentioned that five variables as integer data type with the variable name some number, result third, second, and first. So they have in the second statement read number. So read number means we are reading the input. Here we are reading the input 2861. So that number 2861 is storing in the number 2861. In the number we are having the value 2861. Set result is equal to number modulo 10. Here we are getting the word set. Set means nothing but updating the value or keeping the value in the particular variable. So set result in we are doing the value and updating in the result. So set result equal to number modulo 10. So here we are getting 2861, 2861 modulo 10. So 2861 modulo 10, the value is 1. We are updating or we are setting the value in the result. So result is equal to 1. And in the next statement, number is equal to number by 10. There is an operation, number is equal to number by 10. It means 2861. 2861 by 10, we are getting 286. So in the number we are having 286 and in the result we are having 1. Set third is equal to number modulo 10. So we have to apply the updated value. We have to take the number which is updated in the number 286, where we should not take the value 2861, which is the previous value. We have done the operation number by 10. After that, the next statement said third is equal to number modulo 10. Again, third is equal to number modulo 10 becomes 286 modulo 10, the value which is 6. And again, there is an operation set number is equal to number by 10. So again, number value will be updated. 286 becomes 228. So set second is equal to number modulo 10. So again, we are getting that number modulo 10. So 28 modulo 10, we are getting that 8. So again, set number is equal to number by 10. So it is 2. So set number is equal to number by 10. We have number, and set first is equal to number modulo 10. So 2 modulo 10, so absolutely the value is 2. So again, they have mentioned that some integer submit. So submit, okay. In submit, they have that submit is equal to 0, okay. Wait, okay. Set submit is equal to 0. We have assigned the value 0 in the submit. So here we have the mathematical operation. Result is submit is equal to result plus. So in the result we are having the value 1. So result plus second into 10. So here we are having the second to 8. 8 into 10. After that plus third into 100. Third value is 6. 6 into 100. And again plus first into 1000. So first value is 2. 2 into 1000. So after executing this operation, 1 plus 8 into 10, 80 plus, sorry, I have missed some bracket. Okay. 1 into 80, sorry, 1 plus 80 plus 6 into 100, 600 plus 2 into 1000, 2000. Okay. After again doing this operation, we are getting the value 2681. We are getting the value 2000 plus 600 plus 80 plus 1. We are getting the value 2681. So print the value of submit. So 2681 is storing in the submit. So 2681. So submit equal to some value we have getting after completing the mathematical operation. So after that, print the value of a submit. So output would be, so value of submit is 2681. So we are printing that 2681. Well, in the given options 2681 we have the value. Second option is the answer. So second option is our answer. So 2681 is the answer. Hope you all understood. Okay. We are moving to the next question. So predict the output of the pseudocode. Predict the output of the pseudocode. So here some functions, main function. Whenever we are observing that there is some function and also main function, we are calling the main functions also. So can you try this? Students, have you tried this? Okay. Predict the output of the pseudocode. Here we have some integer function, FUNC, and while loops and some functions and main function. So whenever we all know that the program always starts at the main function. The program always starts at the main function. In the main function, we have the print function of 55. So function of 55. So in function of 55, we have called the function. So we have the function FUNC function name integer n is equal to 55. So we are getting passing the value n is equal to 55. So integer I, we are declaring some variable I and set I is equal to 0. So we are assigning the value I is equal to 0. While n modulo 10 not equal to 0, there is some arithmetic operation and some condition. So modulo 10 is a arithmetic operation and not equal to is a conditional operator. So n modulo 10, 55 modulo 10 is absolutely 5. So n modulo 10 not equal to 0. It means n is 55. 55 modulo 10. 55 modulo 10 is 5. 5 not equal to 0. Condition is true. We are entering into the while loop. So after entering into the while loop, set n is equal to n plus 3. We are updating the value n equal to n plus 3. Previously, we are having the n value as 55. So 55 plus 3 is 58. So in n value, we are updating is 58. Set I is equal to I plus 1. So previously I value is 0. So I plus 1 becomes 1. So I is equal to 1. Yeah, the while loop is closed. The while the program comes out of the while loop? No. Until the while loop condition false, the program doesn't comes out of the while loop. So okay, again while n modulo 10 not equal to 0, n value is 58. 58 modulo 10. So 58 modulo 10, the value is 58 modulo 10, the value is 8. 8 not equal to 0, condition true. Again, the condition true means it is entering into the while loop. N equal to n plus 3. So again, 58 plus 3, it becomes 61. And the I value becomes I plus 1, 2. So again, we are going to the while loop and n modulo 10. So 61 modulo 10. So 61 modulo 10, the value is 1. 1 not equal to 0. The condition is true. So again, we are entering into the while loop and we are updating the values. So n equal to 61. So n equal to n plus 3. 61 plus 3, it becomes 64. So I value 2 plus 1 becomes 3. So again, while loop, we are checking the condition. N modulo 10, n value is 64. So 64 modulo 10 is equal to 4. We are getting the value 64 modulo 10. We are getting the value 4. So 4 not equal to 0. The condition is true. Again, we are updating the value n equal to n plus 3, which is 64 to 64 plus 3 is 66. And I value 3 plus 1 is 4. Again, we are checking the condition n modulo 10 not equal to 0. 66 modulo 10. 66 modulo 10, we are getting the value 6. It means the condition is true. 6 not equal to 0. The condition is true. Again, we are entering into the while loop. Set n equal to n plus 3. Sorry, 64 plus 3, it becomes 67. So 67 modulo 10 is equal to 6. 7. 7 not equal to 0. The condition is true. And n equal to 67. 67 plus 3, it is 70. So I value becomes 5. So n modulo 10. 70 modulo 10, the value is 0. So 0 not equal to 0, the condition is false. Here we are getting the false. It means it will comes out of the while loop. It breaks the while loop and comes out of. Set I is equal to n minus 1. After that coming out of the while loop, we have the statement set I is equal to n minus 1. So I value is I is equal to n minus 1, n minus I. So 70 minus 5, 70 minus 5, the value is 65. In I, we have storing the value 65. After that, it is returns n. Function C returns n. Here the function C is the function name, returns n. It means this particular function name returning n value. So what is the n value we have? 70. So where we have called function C in the print function, it is returning the 70. So within the print function, it is printing the value 70. So fourth option. So fourth option is the right answer. Good. Yes, 64 plus 3, 67. Output 65. No. There we are returning not the I value, we are returning the n value. So check this. It is a small bit of confusion. They have given the very small tricky questions for confusing you. So just carefully observe those statements, what it was executing. So what it has to be executed and what is the output you are getting. So we are returning the function return n. So returns n means n value is 70. We are returning the value 70. So in print function it will print 70, not 65. So going to the next question. Very small question which is consisting of three statements. So here they are giving that some integer x is equal to 2. So x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 3, z is equal to 5. Can anyone guess the answer? What is the output of that program? So there are only three statements which is some values initialization and some condition. They are printing the value. So we decode it. So integer x equal to 2, y equal to 3, z equal to 5 and I. We are having some four variables. I is equal to x greater than y greater than z. Here some condition. So what is the associativity of shift operator? Sorry, greater than symbol? Left to right or right to left? So just check it. In the associativity, it is not a tricky question. Just they have followed the associativity. So for greater than or less than, it is a associativity from left to right. So first x greater than y. So x value is 2. 2 greater than y value is 3. 2 greater than 3 and greater than 5. So first we have to take the 2 greater than 3. So because left to right, the associativity of greater than symbol is left to right. So 2 greater than c, we will get the value as. And again we have to notice that the conditional operator returns just true or false, either 0 or 1 or true or false. 2 greater than 0. Sorry, 2 greater than 3. It means the condition is false as we are getting the value 0. So in the 2 greater than 3 place, we are replacing 0 greater than 5. 0 greater than 5, it's false. So 0. This 0 is storing in the value I. So in variable I. So I is equal to 0. So we are printing I. So output will be 0. So second option is the answer. So second option 0 is the answer. So going to the next question. What will be the output of the following pseudocode? So integer value set value is equal to 10. Some program is there. So here we have followed the do while. So we are going to go line by line execution. So just I am taking that integer value. So I am taking the value. So val. So val is the variable name. Set val is equal to 10. We are updating the value. We are setting the value 10 in the variable name value val. So they have a do val minus 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 val. So here val minus minus, it means 10 minus minus 10 minus minus, it becomes 9. We are not assigning or using any value there, just we are checking, sorry, we are updating the value increment operation, decrement operation, val minus minus. So 10 becomes 9, so in value their value is 9. After that minus minus val, so minus minus 9 becomes 8, so value becomes 8. So after that there is a while loop condition. What is that? Val minus minus greater than 10. Just carefully check it. There is a condition and decrement operation. Val minus minus is a post decrement operator. It means first the value will be checking. After that the value will be updated. So val minus val value is 8. So sorry, 8 greater than 10. So 8 greater than 10. But there is a decrement operator. Val minus minus. The value must be 8 minus minus. It is a 7. So 8 greater than 10. Condition is false. So 8 is less than 10. So condition is false. It will not go again to the do loop. So just to print value. So whenever we are printing the value, the value, the value which is stored in the value variable, it will gives. So here we have in the value we have 7. So the 7 will be the output. So third option. So 7 will be the output. Hope you are clear. Okay. 8 and 9 not will be the answers, because it's not just it basing upon the incrementation and decrement and post increment operators. Okay, we are going to the next question. What will be the output of the pseudocode if the input is 5? There is pseudocode. They are asking the output. What is the output if the input? So just take it. So here integer n. So n, the input is 5. So directly we can take that n equal to 5. If n modulo 2 double is equal to 0, 5 modulo 2 double is equal to 0. So 5 modulo 2 is value 1. So it's not equal to 0. So for loop will not, sorry, if condition will not execute, and for loop. And I is equal to n. So I is equal to n. N is equal to 5. So directly I value is 5. And condition is I greater than 0. And I is equal to I minus 2. I is equal to I minus 2 is the updation. So print I. So in the first iteration, I value is 5. So 5 greater than 0. Condition true. So if condition true, print I. So we are printing the value output. Okay. So 5 greater than 0, it will enter. So output will be, the I value is 5. Just we are printing the 5. Again, next the I condition is I is equal to I minus 2. Then I is equal to 5 minus 2, which is 3. I is equal to 3. Again, we are checking that condition. 3 greater than 0. So 3 greater than 0 is true. So 3 greater than 0 is true. So again, we are printing the value I. So print 3. So again that we are going that back for loop. I is equal to 3 minus 1. Sorry, 3 minus 2. 1. I is equal to 1. We are checking again. 1 greater than 0. So 1 greater than 0 is true. So again we are printing the value. So 5, 3 and 1. I value is 1. After that I value. I is equal to I minus 2. So 1 minus 2 is minus 1. So I is equal to minus 1. So minus 1. Minus 1 greater than 0? No, it's false. So the for loop will stop. So here we are getting the output as 5, 3 and 1. And in the options we are getting the 5, 3, 1 is the fourth option. So fourth option is the right answer. Okay. Good. And in the next question, what will be the output of the program if we pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 as the input? They're asking some what is the output of the program if we pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 as a input. So they have mentioned that integer n m sum. So just take it. So we have variables n m and sum. So if we pass the input 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, okay, set sum is equal to 0. We are setting the value sum is equal to 0 and we are reading n. So reading n as 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So we are storing the value 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 in the n. So while n, so can you check that a number is true or false? So here there is no condition, just they have mentioned that condition as variable. So while n, so while of 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 is either true or false. So in the programming language, 0 is false. Remaining all positive numbers considered as true. Only 0 considered as false and all the numbers are considered as true when we are converting into the numbers into boolean data type, because in the condition we are checking it is true or false. It's not a numerical value or integer value. It's we are checking that just it is a boolean value either true or false. Coming to the numericals, 0 is only false and remaining all the numbers are true. Okay, so while of 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, which is true. So set m is equal to n modulo 10. So we are setting the value m is equal to n modulo 10. N modulo 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 modulo 10, which is the value 6. And set sum is equal to sum plus sum. So we are 0 plus 6 we are adding. So sum 0 plus 6 becomes 6. We are storing in the sum. While n equal to n by 10. So n equal to n becomes 1, 2, 3, 4. So again we are going to the while loop 1, 2, 3, 4, which is again true, and we are repeating the same process. M is equal to n modulo 10. So then m value is 4. So sum value is 6 plus 4, which is 10. And again n is equal to n by 10. So n equal to 123. So again 123 is true. M equal to n modulo 10. So now m value is 3. So sum is equal to 10. Sorry. Sum equal to sum plus m. 10 plus 3, it becomes 13. So again n equal to n by 10. So 123 becomes 12. While again we are checking that while 12 it's true. So again we are doing the operation m equal to n modulo 10. 12 modulo 10 it is 2. So sum equal to sum plus m, 13 plus 2 which is 15. Again n equal to n by 10. So n equal to 1. So while 1 is also a true. Again we are going m equal to n modulo 10. 1 modulo 10 the value is 1. And sum equal to sum plus m. So sum plus m, 15 plus 1 the value is 16. So n equal to n modulo n by 10. So 1 by 10 the value becomes 0. So 0 while 0 here it is false. 0 means false. So false. So we are coming out of the while loop, and there is a if sum less than 0 is sum, we are having the sum value as sum 16. Sum less than 0, 16 less than 0, no, it's a false. 16 is greater than 0, 16 less than 0 is false. So if block will not execute, so print sum. So what is the sum? We are having the value 16. So option 3 is the answer. Okay students, thank you. Hope you all have understood these topics. Uh, these are the most important topics. You have to cover all the operators, conditional statements, loops, and functions. These are the only important topics you have to be thorough in the pseudocodes. Coming to the Infosys section. So hope you all have understood all these topics which was covered in this session. And right, wait 2 minutes. I'm checking the chat box. What is the difficulty level of pseudocode? Um, the difficulty level of pseudocode is most of the questions are in the medium and one or two are in the high. Most of the questions will be in the medium and one or two become high. And the most thing you have to check it whether it is a pseudocode or program. They may also have given the program as a question, and they may ask. They have a chance to ask what is the output or what is the error. So please be thorough on this. Any section wise cutoff for Infosys online test. So mostly Infosys will consider all the sessions are as important. So please be try to check as uh, gain a good marks each session. So then you can easily complete your written test. You can move forward in the next selection process. Okay. Please present second question, sir. Sure. 1 minute. I am presenting. Okay, I have present the second question. So as we have missed some small point that there is 721 modulo 7. Yes, 721 modulo 7 is 0. Okay, so the output will be 2, 3, 5, and 7. So first option is the right answer. I have overlooked there. So thank you for this session.